hello. You are tuned in to the Urban Soundscapes radio show here on Bloop London. A very special edition today, a showcase here in the studio with the founders of Isolate Records, Alican and Murat Uncuoglu. As I've mentioned, I'm here live from the Holborn studio with Alican and Murat Uncuoglu. Welcome, guys.
Welcome. Thank you very much.
It's great to have you here today. And just to give a little bit of context, so we're here today because we have the Isolate label showcase tonight at E1. We have a really great lineup for that tonight with a bunch of back-to-backs, and you guys are also playing back-to-back for that as well tonight.
Yes.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
An extended back-to-back, and when's the last time? Well, you guys haven't played in London in a long time, so
a long time. Yeah.
So it's a really special.
So it's gonna be a special one.
Yeah, I'm really excited, and you'll also catch me playing back-to-back with June tonight, and Arjia, Sahar, and Selin. So I think a lot of people who listen to the Urban Soundscape show will already be aware of Isolate and you guys, what you're doing. But I'd love to kick off the show with giving you the opportunity to each introduce yourself and kind of put your sound into words, which is always quite a difficult question to ask an artist. But I'd love to try. So yeah, if you guys could just give a little intro of yourself.
Yes.
So this is Murat Uncuoglu, and always hard to say my surname, I know. And doing DJing more than 25 years now, and I've been in the music business more than 30 years. And I'm a big fan of clubs, actually. You know, I started with the underground scene, and my musical genre, I can say it's kind of like a journey with the deep house, deep techno, from the melodic techno and dubby stuff. It's kind of like a big journey. I like to play like 3-4 hour sets when I played, like a long night DJing actually. That's kind of my music.
So like extended journeys. Yeah, and Alican.
Hello, Freya. Thanks for having us. This is Alican, and I've been also DJing for a long time, actually, and my first time playing in London, so very much looking forward to it. And how I would describe my sound, I would say like all forms of house, maybe a little touch of techno, but yeah, that's it.
Mostly house, and
Yeah.
I love that you guys also have quite like a broad spectrum approach, because that's also something that I'm really drawn to, and something I really like about your DJ sets, that you're choosing from a wide variety of music, basically depending on the context and the hour and everything.
Thank you.
All right, and really excited to have you here in London today. You guys have both been in the music scene for about 2 decades, I think, right?
Yes.
And you've as in like since the very start of your careers, really. And we were speaking about this before we came into the studio, how you guys haven't really like jumped sideways from having some other job. Like you've both been involved in the music industry in one way or another for a really long time. And now I would say, you're really at the height of two really esteemed careers. You've released on a range of amazing labels, Innovisions, Compact, Celador, Multinotes, a lot of really good labels. And then obviously you've started Isolate 5 years ago. Is that right? Celebrated the 5-year birthday this year. So how did it all begin? How did you guys meet each other in the first place? How did you cross paths? And then what's led to this partnership being something really special?
Yeah, actually, it's a nice story. So I was always going to the clubs, and of course, a big follower of Murat. So that
It was a Murat fan club.
Yeah. So that's how I went to see him playing, and then I was also started making music. So I gave him some demos, and he was kind enough to invite me to the studio and work on it more. Tips and tricks and stuff like that. So that's how the musical relationship started. Then we played together a lot. We did a club together, and then finally the label.
And when the label started, it was like you were already doing an event series, is that right? And the event series was called Isolate. Is that kind of how the label came about?
Yes. So after the club, we started the event series as we needed a new name, so Isolate name came up, and we started doing it. So we did a label before, but we didn't succeed on that area. So after that, we were like, okay, so maybe it's time that we don't have a club, we have more time, so we can do the label. So that's how we started the label.
Is there anything interesting behind the name Isolate? Like, how did you choose the name? Like, interesting story, or just sort of thought, well, something
Actually,
music related?
No. I had a very long list of names, so it's one of the names actually.
Yeah, close your eyes, move your hand down the list.
Yeah.
Like, okay, we'll go for this one.
Like
Kind of an interesting name, since like then the pandemic came about, actually, right? Everybody wants to self-isolate. Okay. And I wanted to ask you guys, so you've both had obviously like long careers and kind of different journeys in the industry. And I love to ask guests who come on the show about moments that have been really inspiring for them over their careers, or moments that have really impacted them. And obviously you guys have had really interesting, diverse careers so far. You've played across Europe and across the world. You've done a lot of different things. But is there a moment for each of you that stands out as something that was really impactful for you in a certain way, whether like playing a festival or getting a release on a label that you'd always dreamed of, or releasing a specific track that meant a lot to you and seeing how it was received? I'd love to hear about something really personal for each of you.
I think one of the biggest festival, it's affect me a lot. It was I played after Massive Attack live concert.
Wow.
Yeah, it was in a big area, open air in Istanbul, and I was super excited to play after Massive Attack concert, and it was like a 2 stages. Of course, the big one was for the Massive Attack live concert, and after that there was like a dome stage with 2,000 people. And I remember myself, my hand was shaking and I was playing vinyl, and I tried to put the needle on the vinyl on it, and it was like 2,000 people, looking at my eyes and what's gonna happen. And so it was super excited for me. Then after that I decided, yes, I love this job, I have to do it.
It's like quite an adrenaline rush, right? Like it's stress in the moment, but also like beautiful, and when it works well.
Yes. Yeah, I remember I was mixing like that mix, like a 10-second mix. It was keeping me like a 1 hour I was trying to mix the track.
Amazing. And Alican?
Yeah, I think for me was like the one time I played for the Love Parade in Germany. I think it was 2007 in Essen. So it was a crazy experience. I think that day it was 1.6 million people were there.
Wow.
So we had our own truck with some friends. So we played like a whole day together. It was a really crazy experience.
Yeah, and also those parties are all like known for being such free spaces, right? So everybody's kind of losing it, and that was in Essen in Germany.
Yes.
Because I feel like German crowds are also, they really know how to party.
Yeah.
In a great way. Do you guys have a particular country that you really enjoy playing? And I know you obviously play a lot in Turkey, and you're based in Istanbul. But yeah, are there any crowds that you find your music resonates with really well?
I don't know. It's hard to say a specific one, but maybe like Amsterdam is always like a good city for us. We've been doing our parties there for like 4 years now. So I think my favorite is Amsterdam, I can say.
Yeah.
What is yours, Murat?
Yeah, Amsterdam, Berlin, of course, and Barcelona, and yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you guys done a showcase at Sona? I think probably Isolate, you've taken the label there. Yeah?
Yeah, we did this last one at Club Macarena. Was super good. Actually, it's a small venue, but like music addicted people.
Yeah.
I can say. Yeah, which is very important for us.
Of course, yeah. And also I feel like small venues can sometimes lead to much better parties anyway, and the music that you're releasing on Isolate, the music you guys are playing, it's quite emotive, which tends to go better in an intimate venue.
Yeah,
general,
exactly.
Yeah.
I feel like I can get contact with the crowd in the small clubs with the good powerful sound system, and even the music you play, it's keep changing when you play in this kind of places.
Yeah, whereas like obviously a festival is an amazing experience, but you are like you're really far away from the people, so it's harder to kind of be connected. Okay, well, I'd love to also ask you guys if you have any pearls of wisdom from your years of experience touring as artists and obviously producing in the studio. It's kind of quite an open question, so I don't know whether you'd want to talk about your production flow and how you had your journey as artists developing your sound, or from your careers as DJs overall. But is there anything that you wish that you'd known earlier on in your career, or something that, now you've been doing this for a longer time, it's like more natural to you? Anything you can share with listeners of the show?
I think for me, for the production, because I really like being in the studio and make new music. So it's always like, okay, I need to go to the studio like every day and work on something. Of course, not every time something good will come up, but it's good to go there and do your job like every day. So it's a time. You know how they say like you need like 10,000 hours of something to become good at it. So I think it's one of those moments that you spend in the studio. I think I passed 10,000 hours.
Yeah, I feel like we can hear from the tracks that you're definitely up there with the hours, and yeah. And would you say you run into creative blocks just on that as well, like when you're producing? And then if you do you just try to work through it, or would you take a break and then come back the next week?
For me, I work like 2-3 hours. If something comes up, I finish it. If not, I just go out.
Yeah,
I don't do it. Yeah.
yeah, take a break.
Yes.
And Murat, something from you, like
I don't know. I wish I can play a good instrument. I don't know. I used to play saxophone, but I don't know. It was so hard to be an instrumentist because it needs, I think, more than 10,000 hours. So I decided to try to play a little bit piano. I wish I can play better, but in studio, I'm like kind of the guy who like jamming with the. I have lots of electrons, outboard gear, electron like machine and like synths and everything. So I like to jam with the machines, and sometimes I have an idea and end up something totally different, and sometimes just find some pieces from this jamming and I try to make track on it. So I really don't understand how the time goes when I'm working in the studio. Sometimes 3 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours, and nothing happen. Or from the one jamming session, 6 hours, I have 3 or 4 tracks. Then I'm coming back the day after or 1 week later and start doing lots of tracks from this jamming.
so you can just generate loads of ideas in
Yes,
one session,
yes,
basically, and then
yes.
they all lead to individual
Yeah.
tracks.
Otherwise, I look for one idea and I cannot finish it. It makes me ugly, at the end. So I decide to stop making this kind of work and just jamming and try to find more ideas in that session and then finish this after.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a really interesting one in like the ways that you're coming up with the ideas, because I feel like the tracks that you guys are both releasing, they do have a lot of emotions at the roots of the tracks. It seems like that's a big kind of thing for both of you. Like the music is really coming from the heart, whereas like there's other dance music that you listen to that's more just on the drums, the percussion or whatever, right? Whereas you guys, you're definitely having a lot of melodies, and so yeah, it's very interesting to hear about your production flow. What else I wanted to ask you guys? Well, also, Alican, did you ever study any musical instruments? We've had them.
No. Actually,
No.
I don't play any instruments, sadly, and I wish, of course, I could play something, but no.
Well, I feel like you're still making really amazing music.
Thank
So
you.
the ideas are there and the concepts are there. And you've just hosted a really big event in Turkey with Solomon, and I know you've done that a few times as well, hosting events with Dynamic there. You're doing the ADE showcase in the Crane in Amsterdam as well. So with the Isolate Events brand, what can we expect in the future from you guys? Are you planning to bring it more to other cities? Obviously, we're in London today for the showcase. Is that growing more alongside the label?
Yes, definitely. That's what we're planning. Now it's our 5th year. So for this year, we're planning to expand the shows to other cities. We already started in Barcelona and now London, then Amsterdam, and hopefully some more cities we're now talking with. I think you're gonna see more of Isolate. City near you.
Taking over the world. And that kind of leads on to, I guess, what was pretty much my final question, really, of like what's next for each of you individually as artists as well. I mean, you've accomplished so much so far, but I imagine there's more things in the pipeline and in the works. So, yeah, what can we expect over the next year, 2024, for you guys?
I'm gonna have a new EP on Mood Music. Actually, it's coming, I think, like in a couple of months. Some remixes I need to finish. Then hopefully they will be out. And for Isolate, we have a new exciting project actually for our fifth year. We're gonna release an remixes EP soon. We're also now putting the finishing touches from many great artists. So that's about it. And Murat?
Yeah, I was so lazy in summer, you know. It was super crazy busy summer. So I'm not a summer guy for studio. I always try to stay away from the studio in the summer. And I have a few remixes on the table waiting for me.
For when the rain comes.
Yeah, so I think in the winter I will be more creative on the studio.
Nice. That's super exciting. And one last wildcard question. It's always really difficult, I guess, to answer this sort of thing. But is there someone who has been a really inspiring artist to you guys on your individual journeys, like either as a DJ or producer? Someone doesn't even have to be electronic music. Could be someone classical, playing whatever, something else. Anyone who springs to mind? Who's inspired you both?
Actually, I'm the guy coming from a little bit of North Jazz, so ECM. Yeah. I was a big fan of ECM records and was listening lots of jazz musicians on that time and North Jazz like Jan Garbarek. So I get influence from him to start playing saxophone, but I understand I cannot do it. But after that, so I find myself in the electronic music scene with, I don't know, is with David Morales, Frankie Knuckles, that old school house music. Then after a little bit of techno guys from Berlin, of course, and lots of influences actually from many people.
And you, Alican?
I really like DJ Kotze. He's my favorite actually. So also I really like Roman Flügel. And who else is a tough one? Carl Craig I really like. So these are the names I always, if there is new music from them, I always check or sometimes go back and check what they did. It's always good times with them. Yeah.
Yeah, I can feel it.
The latest one, Jimmy Jules, actually. Yeah.
Jimmy Jules.
Yes.
He's a superstar.
Amazing. Well, thank you guys so much for being here today. And now we're going to get locked into the next half hour live studio mix here from Alican, back to back, Murat and Uncuoglu. And we're all going to be at E1 tonight as well with Parable. Tickets are available for that on Resident Advisor. So get locked for the next hour, guys. Thank you for listening. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
We are meant to move in harmony. turn the light out in your head. What's the waste of time? Feel the energy you want could be alright.